integrated delivery networks are really going to be the most important player in American healthcare for the next 5 to 10 years, because you're seeing a real blurring of the lines between payer and provider. The IDN is really at the nexus of those things, where they can either become a payer themselves or work closely with the payer to help encourage this holistic look at patients. An IDN is an integrated delivery network, and it can mean a lot of things, but basically what you're looking at is a set of physicians working with hospitals to form basically an ecosystem is the way we look at it. In a single unified IDN, you have the entire ecosystem right there. You have the entire branding right there, the whole apparatus, and sort of just the natural proclivity towards loyalty towards brands.
I think these healthcare systems are also really building out their delivery networks, whether that be through acquisitions or mergers, in order to grow their scale and really keep the patient population within a defined area.
We also look at the clinical integration, how all these parts of the IDN communicate with each other, not just communication, it's not just sort of a passive thing, but how they actively push certain protocols. So to monitor the parts of the IDN, how do they force certain protocols to say, this is the treatment plan that we think is best for this particular patient, and don't deviate too much from it. And this is where you see IDNs getting a lot of control, because they'll have their own formulary and they'll have their own protocols and their own reimbursement setups. And that's where these things are getting more centralized and where you really have to focus on IDNs. The next big step is acceptance of narrow networks in employer groups. And as employers are trying to keep down costs, they're going more towards defined contributions rather than defined benefits. So what employers are saying to their employees is, here's how much we're going to pay for your premium. If you want a broader network, pay more out of your pocket. But if you want this narrower network, then this is how much you're going to pay. And you're going to start seeing more people gravitating towards the narrow networks and towards the IDNs that can contain costs better and also have that brand and loyalty to attract customers.
We get a lot of questions around whether ACOs still matter in this new value-based contracting world, and they absolutely do. ACOs have really been the building block for value-based care, and I don't think any discussion with regards to the move to fee-for-value would be complete without mentioning ACOs. So really one of the big trends we're seeing right now is this surge in accepting risk. And that really ties back to providers becoming more comfortable with accepting risk, as well as this increased incentive to bear risk in order to gain a bigger share in savings. A key component of ACOs is AAA, which is reducing cost, improving patient satisfaction, and improving patient outcomes. Financial accountability really gets at the heart of how the providers who are participating in these ACOs will be reimbursed. So you can go from share in savings, which is also known as upside risk, and that's just if a provider meets their financial targets, then they'll receive a portion of that share in savings back. But then it can range also into risk-based contracting. So those ACOs are on the hook for financial losses in addition to receiving money for savings. So with the ACOs, and particularly with these risk-bearing ACOs, the financial metrics are also tied in with the quality metrics. So you may achieve your financial goals, but not achieve your quality metrics. And so it's really important that those two tied together, and then it's the win-win for both the patient and the providers.